Hello and welcome to the monthly Q&A. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this fun, then head on over to ars.fm/sharmvlog and I will do my best to answer your question as long as it's not too rude. Question number 1. What do you think is the world's most common birthday month? So I was told somewhere along the line that usually during like the winter months when everything's a bit darker and the days are shorter and there's not much to do, a lot of like magic happens in le bedroom and babies are made. So I'm guessing like 9 months on from the colder months, so maybe like, oh no, maths, September maybe, because isn't that like 9 months on, so maybe like September, but I don't know. I'm gonna Google it. Oh my god, September. I said September. I'm good at this, but why? So firstly, if the births are occurring in September, then rewinding the clock about 42 weeks takes us to the month of December. This is usually the time when a lot of us are on vacation and have holiday plans. Couples tend to plan this pretty well in advance, making it a pretty good reason to conceive a child if they're looking forward to it. I wouldn't like plan a vacation and be like, that's when we're gonna have a baby. I'd be like, that's when we're gonna be in the pool and like doing vacay stuff. Secondly, they've spelled secondly wrong on this website. They've spelled it second and, oh no, that is how you spell it. Our bodies tend to prefer cold winters instead of hot summers when it comes to reproduction. Biologically, the male sperm has its best quality around this time, increasing the chances for successful conception. The cold atmosphere also makes it extremely conducive to snuggle together, increasing physical intimacy and libido in both genders. This question is from Ansem. Have you ever played browser games like Tribals, Travian, King's Age, etc.? I'm going to Google Tribals and just see what it... Oh, it's just brought up a load of tattoos, tribal tattoos. Let's look up King's Age. King's Age. A medieval theme. So what is this? Well, I mean, straight off the bat I can say that I don't play any browser-based games. This kind of looks like the sort of game that I more enjoy playing on my phone. I've actually just installed a game called Harvest Town, which is, do you guys remember Farmville? Like, it was just a crazy, everyone was obsessed with it when it first came out on Facebook, so I guess that was a browser-based game, right? I loved Farmville. I just was so obsessed with it, and recently I was thinking to myself, I really want a game like that that's just, it doesn't take any brain power, you know, and I can just harvest some crops and get stronger and like collect things and get like little achievements and make things bigger and better, but just in a really simple way. And I started to think about Farmville, and then I thought about Stardew Valley because that's available on phone. And then I saw Harvest Town, and a lot of people were like, oh, it's basically the same as Stardew Valley, so I went and got that. And it looks very similar to this, where like you kind of, I guess, build up a kingdom, except I'm building up a farm. Who created our world? Please don't go there with me, because like I love philosophical conversations. I love, you know, those moments where like your mind gets blown because you've just like gone down this rabbit hole so far, and then you're like, oh my god, my brain can't take it anymore. It's like I've just found the answer to why space exists. But if like, just take it back to the question, who created the world? Our world. I guess I would be thinking that we create our own worlds with our thoughts and our perceptions and our beliefs, and so we create our world. But then if you're asking me from like a religious point of view, then I can't really answer that, because I'm more like, I guess if like you was a Christian, you'd say, you know, God created the heaven and the earth and all that, but I can't say that because I'm more of like a spiritual, this question's too heavy. I'm more like spiritual, and I feel like how can we know the answer to that? We can't. There are just some things that we can't have the answers to. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Otherwise, I would literally talk about this for hours. What is your specialism? My specialism is in, well, I'd like to think it's in singing. I feel like I'm pretty good at it now. It's taken a long time. It's been a long journey. Singing has been a long journey, and understanding my voice and overcoming so many mental hurdles. Like with creativity, a lot of creativity is 75% mental, and how you perceive what you're doing, and these little niggles that you create for yourself that most people aren't aware of. And it's been such an up and down journey, but I'd say when you have downs, like for me, when I had a down point with my singing voice, it was such a low point, because I feel like it is my specialism, it is my niche, it's my thing, it's my life, it's what I do. And when I was having a down point with it, it's kind of like, oh my goodness, I'm never, like, this is so bad that this is happening, and then you make it bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it feels like the issue's never going to go away. And I think I'm at a point now with my singing where I'm just like, this is my voice, I need to relax, I need to stop trying so hard. That's one thing that I always struggle with, and I think a lot of creative people do, is feeling like you try hard. And it's just because you're passionate, and sometimes the passion can just be a little bit too intense. So it's all about kind of taking a step back and relaxing and enjoying what you're doing, and not being so hyper focused and hyper aware. So I feel like I'm at a really good place now with my voice, and I understand that there are things that it can't do, and that's okay, because that's just my voice. That's my voice's personality. What do you constantly forget about? How am I supposed to remember that if I constantly forget about something? My memory is pretty bad, so if you could see my desk right now, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 notepads. One is my planner, one is my work planner. Well, my planner is my work planner, but then I have a second planner that plans out more of my work. And then I have another notebook underneath that, which is what I use when I'm like, I must remember that and write it down, things that I need to do. And then what's that one? That's kind of, there's another one that's also for kind of the same thing. So I used to, before I hit 30, I used to just try and remember everything in my head, and it used to just, I just was like, oh my god, there's too many things to remember. So now I write everything down, and it's been an absolute lifesaver. So if you're a forgetful person or a bit scatterbrained, and seriously just get a notepad and start writing stuff down from your head, you'll be surprised actually at how much you get out in one go, especially if you've never done it before. I filled up 3 A4 pages on my first bout of brain exorcism of thoughts and memories and things of what I had to do. So invest in a notepad, you won't regret it. Do you like ice cream? What's your favourite? Not really, I'm not a sweet tooth person, I'm more savoury. I like cheese and sort of pastry, I guess, but I really just, I'm more of a savoury girl. Ian's a sweet tooth guy, he loves chocolate, whereas I can just take it or leave it. I'm not fussed. But if I had to pick a favourite ice cream flavour, I think it would be probably something like cookie dough. Favourite place, insert a picture. Well, I kind of thought of Mallorca, but then straight away after that I was like, no, do you know what, my favourite place is lying in a sandwich between Ian and my dog Maggie, and I'm cosy and there's like a fleece, and that's like my favourite place to be. At any given point, if someone said to me, where would you want to be right now, I'd say sandwich me between Ian and my dog, and I will be exquisitely happy. Swimming pool or beach? That's a tough one, because so I like the beach, but I can only stay there for like an hour, because if it's really, really hot, I don't do well in heat. I get angry, like really angry, and I just get angry at everything, and I'm like, I just need to get cool in the shade somewhere. With a swimming pool, it's fun for like 10-15 minutes, and I'm like, I guess I'll go and sit next to it and then think about when I'm going to get back in it again. Eat or sleep, and that's from Briandlecast. Both. Eating and sleeping. Have you ever had a bed picnic before? It's one of the best things in the world. I think lately, well, for the longest time now, it feels like my whole life, I've been like dieting and counting calories and things. So eating has a bit more of like like not stigma, like it's not got as much of a comfortable feeling around it as sleeping has. Like sleeping, I can just be like, I want to go to sleep. Oh, this feels great. I'm asleep. Lovely. Eating is more like, this tastes great, but it's going straight to my hips. What's your favourite song from brand or cast? Oh, that's an impossible question. What's your favourite song? My favourite song right now? What am I listening to right now? Oh, guilty pleasure. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm listening to right now, but you mustn't laugh, okay? Because it is it's a bit out there. I remember when, like, so I was on Instagram and this girl had posted like this makeup look that she'd done, and there was a song playing in the background, and I was like, oh my god, I need to go and listen to that in its entirety. And I found that this person has only, from what I can see, has only made like 5 songs, and I banged them out on my speakers one night, and Ian came in and he was like, what are you, like 12? Because it's so angsty, like it's so angsty, but it's called Corpse. So if you want to go and listen, I don't know, there's something about it that riles me up, and I like music that makes me feel things. So right now I'm enjoying listening to Corpse. It's not going to last long because it's that sort of music that's like, ugh, yeah, it's good, but stop, please. So yeah, go and check out Corpse. So that is it for this month's Q&A. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ars.fm/sharmvlog. There is, admittedly, a 12-month backlog. It's not my fault, okay? I didn't think about doing these Q&As until like 2 years down the line, so it's good. It's good that there's a backlog because it means I can carry on doing these. So go ahead and ask your question over there. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe. Look after each other, be kind to each other, and I will see you again very soon.